Sheldine Haleamau opened Halau Hula o Kalemomi in 2002. She was able to purchase a property big enough to have her studio next to her home in the Blue Diamond area, close to UNLV. Haleamau has worked to spread Aloha not only to former Hawaii residents, but to Las Vegas residents too, even those with no ties to the islands.
It's made it very interesting for me because you have to teach in a different way, I believe, that they would understand, especially the language, because we would do both, Awana, Kahiko, Hawaiian, English, so we had to interpret in a different way until they kind of got caught on.
Haleamau won the coveted Miss Aloha Hula title at the Merry Monarch Festival in 1988 and brought her dancers to the prestigious competition in 2009, 2010, and 2012.
It was a great experience, and for me, since I was a part of the Merry Monarch Festival as well, I felt that an opportunity for them to experience Merry Monarch is a huge step.
Kaleinani Bakaro was one of those who graced the big stage. She has been dancing hula for 40 years. Bakaro left Kauai in 2004, bought a house in Las Vegas, and joined the halau to continue connecting with her culture.
Bridge the gap between the islands and Las Vegas because Las Vegas is in the middle of the desert.
The climate does have an effect on hula.
We've had to learn to depend on the resources here that we have, and the seasons, knowing the seasons of like the flowers and stuff, to kind of connect us to Hawaii.
Adjustments aside, the dancers of Halau Hula o Kalemomi say perpetuating culture is important no matter where you are. There are more Native Hawaiians living outside Hawaii, 53.4%, than in the island chain, nearly 47%, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The outward migration was especially dramatic between 2010 and 2020, with nearly 10% leaving the state. On average, Hawaii loses a dozen residents every day. 4,261 more people left the state than came in between July 2022 and July 2023. While stopping the exodus is important, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement says they also have to embrace the shift.
You just got to look at the opportunity that it presents.
Kuhiu Lewis, Chief Executive Officer of the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, calls them ambassadors, people who can spread the aloha.
Having assets all over the United States is very powerful. We have Hawaiians, Native Hawaiians, in all 50 states in big numbers. What does that mean at a federal policy-making level? What could that mean for us?
CNHA hopes the next generation will someday answer a calling to return home and be part of their native community again. But for that to happen, opportunities will have to open up and housing costs will have to come down. Resources also need to be more available for locals.
The Department of Hawaiian Homelands, actually in the last few years, because of the infusion of money that they received, it came from Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Luke when she was the chair of finance. She really pushed to resource the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, and what we see just on the immediate horizon is hundreds of homes are starting to come. Geez, I wish we had that sooner because that could have helped so much more families stop moving. And I think, with continued partnerships where the state is helping support the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, you can start to see some of these problems being addressed. So it is a collaboration.
DHHL has made progress, but I also think we've made progress in terms of understanding that one of the reasons we don't have enough affordable housing is because we've made it incredibly expensive to build. And so I think that we are beginning to push back on that and understand how we can make it cheaper to build. And if we make it cheaper to build, we can build more housing.
The City and County of Honolulu recently revealed artificial intelligence software will be used to speed up the permitting process, and less regulatory obstacles are hopefully ahead.
This is a problem that is not going to be solved overnight. It's not going to be solved in the next 3 years. But I give policymakers credit for really taking a careful, hard look at what we need to fix, not just the usual rhetoric about we need more affordable housing. They've taken a careful look, I think with help from economists, to understand what are the policy changes that need to be made.
Long-term solutions can slow the departure numbers, but business owners also want more incentives to stay. Coming up, help for Hawaii small business startups. What's available now that wasn't available pre-pandemic?